The British East India Company was not a typical kingdom. It was a trading company. They came to India for spices and textiles. But they saw an opportunity to gain political power. The Mughal Empire, once mighty, was weakening. This allowed the company to exploit divisions among local rulers. The company had a powerful army and a shrewd business sense. They formed alliances, often through treaties that benefited them more than their allies. Their ultimate goal was to establish their dominance over trade and territories in India. In the south, Hyder Ali, a military genius, was transforming Mysore. He understood the threat posed by the British. He modernized his army, using European tactics and weapons. He built a strong cavalry and even experimented with rockets. Hyder Ali was not of royal lineage. He rose through the ranks through sheer grit and military prowess. He was a shrewd strategist and a fearless leader. He envisioned a strong and independent Mysore, free from external influence. Section 5. The war begins. Hyder Ali's lightning strikes. The war began in 1767. Hyder Ali, a master of guerrilla warfare, launched a series of swift attacks. His cavalry, swift and mobile, raided British supply lines and disrupted their movements. The British, accustomed to conventional warfare on open battlefields, were taken aback. They struggled to adapt to the dense jungles and unfamiliar terrain of South India. Hyder Ali's tactics were proving to be highly effective. Section 6. Lost in the Jungle. British struggles with guerrilla warfare. The British army, well-equipped and disciplined, found themselves at a disadvantage. The dense forests and hilly terrain of Mysore were alien to them. Hyder Ali's troops, familiar with the land, used it to their advantage. They ambushed British patrols, disappeared into the jungle, and reappeared to strike again. This guerrilla warfare baffled the British. They were used to fighting in open fields, where their cannons and formations gave them an advantage. Section 7. The tide turns Hyder Ali's strategic brilliance. Hyder Ali's strategy was working. He avoided large-scale battles and focused on weakening the British. He cut off their supplies, harassed their troops, and forced them to expend their resources. He understood that he could not defeat the British in a conventional war. So, he chose to wear them down, exploit their weaknesses, and force them to negotiate from a position of weakness. Section 8. Siege of Bangalore. A costly stalemate. This chapter delves into one of the most intense and prolonged confrontations of the 18th century. One of the key moments of the war was the Siege of Bangalore. This siege was not just a battle, but a significant turning point that showcased the strategic importance of the port city. Hyder Ali's forces besieged the port city, aiming to cut off British access to the sea. His strategy was to isolate the British, severing their supply lines and weakening their hold on the region. The siege lasted for months and became a grueling test of endurance for both sides. Soldiers faced harsh conditions with limited supplies and constant threat of attack, testing their resolve and stamina. The British, though outnumbered, defended the city with great tenacity. Their determination to hold their ground against overwhelming odds became a testament to their resilience and military discipline. The siege dragged on, with heavy casualties on both sides. The prolonged conflict resulted in significant loss of life and resources, making it one of the bloodiest confrontations of the period. It was a costly stalemate. Neither side could claim a decisive victory, and the prolonged engagement drained both their resources and morale. It demonstrated the resilience of the British and the determination of Hyder Ali. Both sides showcased remarkable leadership and tenacity, making the Siege of Bangalore a notable chapter in military history. In the end, the siege left a lasting impact on the region, influencing future military strategies and shaping the course of the conflict. The city of Bangalore, though battered, stood as a symbol of endurance and strategic importance. Section 9. Treaty of Madras, an uneasy peace. In 1769, after 3 years of intense and grueling conflict, the war between the British East India Company and the Kingdom of Mysore came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Madras. The treaty aimed to restore the status quo, essentially returning both parties to their pre-war conditions. Both sides agreed to return to their pre-war boundaries, a decision that was meant to bring a semblance of peace and stability to the region. However, the British, much to their dismay, were forced to agree to a particularly contentious clause. This clause obligated them to assist Mysore in the event of an attack by another power, a commitment that was far from what they had hoped for. This clause was a bitter pill for the British to swallow, as it not only tied their hands but also signified a significant diplomatic and strategic concession. The inclusion of this clause in the treaty was a clear indication that Hyder Ali, the ruler of Mysore, had managed to fight the British to a standstill. It was a testament to Hyder Ali's exceptional military skills and his ability to challenge the British forces effectively. His strategic acumen and relentless determination had marked him as a formidable force in South India, earning him respect and recognition even from his adversaries. The Treaty of Madras, while bringing an uneasy peace, also highlighted the shifting power dynamics in the region. It underscored the resilience and strength of Mysore under Hyder Ali's leadership, setting the stage for future conflicts and alliances in the ever-evolving landscape of 18th century India. This uneasy peace was a fragile one, with both sides wary of each other and the potential for future hostilities ever present. The Treaty of Madras was not just a document of peace, but a symbol of the complex and often tumultuous relationship between the British and Mysore. As the ink dried on the treaty, the representatives of both sides knew that this was merely a pause in the ongoing struggle for dominance in the region. The uneasy peace of 1769 was a prelude to the larger and more decisive battles that lay ahead. Section 10. Legacy of the First Anglo-Mysore War, a glimpse into the future. The First Anglo-Mysore War was a turning point in the history of South India. It marked the beginning of a series of conflicts that would eventually shape the region's destiny. It shattered the aura of British invincibility, a notion that had been firmly entrenched in the minds of many. The British, who had been seen as an unstoppable force, were now vulnerable. It showed that the company could be challenged, even defeated. This realization sparked a new wave of resistance and hope among the Indian states. For Hyder Ali and Mysore, it was a moment of immense pride and validation. They had not only defended their territory, but had also sent a powerful message to other Indian rulers. They had stood up to the mighty British and lived to fight another day. This victory was a testament to their strategic acumen and military prowess. The war was just the beginning of a long and bloody struggle for supremacy in South India. It set the stage for future conflicts that would see shifting alliances and relentless battles. The First Anglo-Mysore War was a sign of things to come. It was a precursor to the larger and more devastating wars that would follow, each leaving an indelible mark on the region. It foreshadowed the intense power struggles that would shape the destiny of India. The war highlighted the complexities of colonial ambitions and the fierce resistance they would encounter. As we delve deeper into the annals of Indian history, we uncover tales of courage, ambition, and resilience. These stories are not just about battles and conquests, but also about the indomitable spirit of the people. Let us explore these stories, each one a chapter in the grand narrative of India's past. From the valor of its warriors to the wisdom of its leaders, every tale offers a unique perspective. Let us remember the sacrifices of the past. The bravery of those who fought and the resilience of those who endured are etched in the annals of history. Let us understand how our present is shaped by the events of the past. The legacy of the First Anglo-Mysore War and subsequent conflicts continue to influence our world today, reminding us of the enduring impact of history. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and stay tuned for more untold stories from the past. Subscribe to Crazy Color Facts and join us as we uncover more fascinating moments from history. Until next time, keep exploring and keep discovering.